are going to be talking about baking apple streusel muffins on Baking with Miss Cole. Today, we will be joined by a special guest, my mom, to help me out with the recipe. To begin with, it's a good idea to get to know your recipe. This recipe is going to be split into two parts, making the crumble for the top and making the muffin batter. Be sure to turn your oven on to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. In a medium-sized bowl, you're going to measure out a quarter cup of brown sugar. Brown sugar must be packed in a dry measuring cup, so make sure you do that. Once you have the brown sugar packed and poured into a bowl, you're going to add a quarter cup of flour to the bowl. Ensure you use a dry measuring cup for this step as well. Next, you're going to add a quarter cup of butter. Once you have the brown sugar, flour, and butter combined, use a spoon to mix the three ingredients into a crumble. Set that bowl aside and move on to the batter mixture. Using a large bowl, you are going to combine flour, sugar, baking powder, salt, an egg, milk, and grated apple. Using dry measuring cups, measure out 1.5 cups of flour and 1/2 cup of sugar. Next, using a measuring spoon, measure out 3 teaspoons of baking powder and add that to the mixture. Add 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Next, you are going to add 1 egg by cracking it into the bowl. Measure and add both a quarter cup of milk and a quarter cup of cooking oil. Once all ingredients are added into the bowl, mix all the ingredients with a spoon. Next, you are going to need to prepare your apple to add to the mixture. I prefer using Mac apples in my baking, but you can use whatever apples you desire. Using a sharp knife, cut your apple in half. Cutting the half sections into smaller chunks, ensure to cut off the skin also. Once the apple is cut and the skin is off, use a grater to grate the apple. Measure out 3/4 cup and add to the batter mixture. After the apple is combined into the batter mixture, pull out your muffin tin. Spray the muffin tin with cooking oil if you choose to not use liners. This makes sure that it is easier to take the cooked muffins out of the tin once the cooking step is complete. Using a spoon, evenly distribute the batter into the muffin tin. Ensure you fill your muffin tins evenly so the batter cooks properly. Once the batter is added, add the crumble evenly to the top of each of the muffins. Once the crumble is added, you will place the muffins in the oven to bake. The muffins should take around 20 to 25 minutes to cook. Be sure to set a timer so you don't forget your muffins in the oven. Once the muffins are in the oven, this is a good time to do your cleanup. Gather all the items you used to make the muffins and wash them in hot soapy water. Wipe your counter so that no mess is left behind. When your timer goes off, grab a pair of oven mitts to pull the muffins out of the oven. Leave the muffins on the top of the oven to cool. Once they are cooled, it's time to enjoy. I hope you've enjoyed our video today on how to make apple streusel muffins. I hope to see you all next time on Baking with Miss Cole.